This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I am Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social medias in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are back for a live edition. I know we had a pre-tape last week, very time shifted. I talked about the trip I was going on while I was on the last day of the trip that I went on. So that was some interesting time comping that we had going here. But we're going to get caught up with everything. First of all, let's introduce on the line is from the Pod Cave is Dave, partner of the iPhoneography podcast.
Sorg, glad to be on. And we're actually to steal a line from Spaceballs. Now is now. Then was now, and the future was then, but now is now.
That's okay. And also Spaceballs related, we were comparing our Schwartz, our lightsabers, with birthday girl Katie Dudas is with us.
It's my birthday. I ate a lot today. Everybody's like, what are you doing
you had
today?
A food-related birthday, didn't you? I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, everybody's like, what are you doing for your birthday? And I was like, well, we went and got Peace, Love, and Little Donuts. Got a bunch of different little donuts. Delightful. My first visit, the one in Robinson. Very nice. Then got lunch at Hanlon's. We did a lunch party. And then for dinner, I ate 2 dragon rolls from... Was it Tokyo Bistro over in Mount Lebanon? We usually go to the one down in Southside, but they are closed on Tuesdays. But we did not let that stop us. No, we did not. So I ate 2 dragon rolls, and now I went a nap.
Stupid Tuesday birthdays.
I know.
Excellent. Well, glad to have you with us. We have a lot from our travels and things over the last couple of weeks that we have to talk about here. A lot of news, a lot of stories that have been interesting to us here over the last couple of weeks. So we will get right into let's see if I hooked this up right. I didn't.
Woohoo!
Hey, turn up the volume first. Okay, now that we've waited patiently for that, there it is. The awesome things of the week. Katie, let's start with you. And this is going to be a joint one, I'm sure, for us too. But
and we went to Disney. I don't think he realizes what's happening here.
Oh no! Yeah,
here's my Disney.
Hold on, let me adjust that. a little bit.
I brought my ears. So yeah, we went to Disney for. We went to California Adventure because we wanted to take Missy to Cars Land. Essentially, we took lots of photos and had a lot of fun in Cars Land. Rode all the rides. Made her sing me happy birthday.
Did we?
Made her.
Oh yeah,
Mater, not you. No, you never sang me happy birthday. Right. There was no singing. You did not participate in any birthday activities.
I sorry.
Mater sang happy birthday to me.
He did. No, it was good. You know, I feel like seeing Missy witness Cars Land was probably like seeing the castle for the first time for the rest of us, right? Because she was so just amazed. And we came in the back way from Big Hero 6 Land. So we came in, like, we didn't go down the main street. We came from like the hills, the rockiness, whatever you call it, where the ride is. And it was that got her. Yeah. That really got her. So yeah.
Oh yeah. And just like coming around that corner, because I think it's similar to like a lot of the areas are very. I don't know. I think it's one of the less obvious areas of like, what are we doing? What are we going through this cavern? And then poop, there it is. And then she got to see a preview of the rides. Well, the ride. What is what's the roller coaster over there?
A Radiator Springs kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
We need Missy, the expert in cars, all things.
Oh man, I deleted my Disneyland app already.
I know, I still have it. But Yeah, so that was round one. So that was Missy's big adventure. Missy's big adventure, and we met up with our buddy Amanda Narcissi, who's also been part of AwesomeCast several times over the years, and now lives out there. So she was kind enough to essentially be our guide again, because she's done this previously for us, and then she's took us around Disneyland.
She's an official magic key holder, and of course, Big Hero 6 we all got a kick out of. So with Baymax, who do, and there is a joint. Yeah, we all hugged Baymax.
Hugged Baymax like we've never needed a hug so much in our lives.
Exactly. You were so squishy. It was so great. You disappeared in Baymax.
Well, it's so funny because when you have it, it's like you can see his arms when you hold, because it's it's one of the photo. It's like boop, boop, boop. You can see his arms go up and down like this. Right? So there's like kind of a hug, and then we all ba la la together, as a group. That was adorable.
Yes. I never, I haven't done as much character stuff like this before. Like we walked in, Goofy was there first thing, and everybody, I forgot that it's like supposed to be old timey Hollywood. So everybody is wearing their old timiness. But that was really, really cool. And plus like Disney, they don't charge for the photos anymore. Or at least it's part of, well, I guess it was kind of just generally part of the ticket in the account and everything too. So I know it's part of the Star Wars thing too. So I don't think we did anything on Star Wars for pictures. we did other stuff. But no, it was really cool to kind of have that. And it wasn't like, it was like it was a mellow experience, which I really appreciated. I think you've talked about that a bit. You got some new buddies there.
And yeah, Missy got me anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my little anxiety that I wore around for part of the day. And then Marie, I'm trying to get anxiety out of here. There's anxiety. Ta-da! Little bad guy. And then Marie. Love Marie. But yes. So yeah, I had a little anxiety at Disneyland. And we rode a lot of rides. I thought we got a lot in for the day. And it was a really fun day, I thought.
Yeah. We actually got a few of the photos on our passes.
Missy and I have never looked more miserable in ride photos than our trip to Disneyland and California Adventure. Because, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened to us.
I'm trying to find the Guardians one.
Oh, the Guardians one. Oh, the Guardians.
I talked everybody into going to Guardians. Which is the converted Twilight Zone drop ride, which is more fun. Although I just saw a story today that next year they're going to convert it back to Twilight Zone, allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not, which kind of makes me a little sad because I thought it was a kind of a fun ride. So plus it's on the edge of Avengers Campus. What are you going to do? So I'm wondering if the rights went up on the Guardians or in all those actors or something in the meantime. So but yeah, no, it is. We were talking about this. Like it's such a slower pace than we see in Orlando when we go to these things. This is the view from the what was the Lamplighter?
Yes,
the Lamplight Lounge. That overlooks the little lake they have going to Pixar Pier. So you're like down on the water for this. So it was really nice. So that was a good pick. Amanda got the reservations for that as our expert navigator for this. So, but no, it was really cool. Like you don't think about it because you're like, oh, like I think people forget that this exists. Yeah. California Adventure, and it's kind of weird past, but like with Cars Land and stuff and the Pixar world, like it's got the Marvel Avengers, it's got a Spider-Man ride, kind of thing. So it's kind of like growing up a little bit. So, and looking for expansion from what I understand. So, yeah.
Enjoyed.
Yes.
Nice park.
And then we did Star Wars Night again.
We did. We broke this up. So last year, if you were along for the ride, we crammed Disneyland, California Adventure, and Star Wars Night into one gigantically long day. From what was it, like 8 or 9 a.m. Until 1 in the morning. It was just a whole day of both. And this time we split it up between the 2 days. And that was a game changer where we were all awake for Star Wars nights. We had food in our bellies, and we went to Star Wars. Yeah, we got into the cantina, Oka's Cantina, had some very fancy drinks with our little Ewok friend there.
Mm-hmm. What was the Wicca Pataka or something like that? I just called her Wicca Puffalump and just kept yelling navigation Ewok around the crowd.
Nub.
Nub. Over here, nub.
We kept losing our Ewok.
I did get into the cosplay this year a little bit. So I've had an outfit. So thank you, Amazon. So but no, it was a really cool experience there. And this one. I got a couple comments on this. We had this is the fuzzy tauntaun, and it's got this like sudsy thing on the top, and I was trying to figure out how to handle it. And then I was told stop it. or never do that again.
What did it taste like?
It was I think it was like a pineapple. Honestly,
white.
It tasted fuzzy. It tasted like a fuzzy tauntaun. What do you want? So, and there was like, what did you see? There's a giant bowl of it that they were taking it from. It was just like, oh, is this just like runoff from something else? So no, really appreciated that, and we did get to hit up. Except Rise of Resistance was broken.
Oh no, it was. We get on the ride and Sorg's like, we're moving really well from the queue line. We're like, yeah, look at us go. It's only supposed to be a 45-minute wait. Look at us go.
We're completely beating that.
Yeah, look at us go. And then we end up in the section, if you've ever seen it, where all the stormtroopers are lined up. You're looking out into the galaxy, and this is like this real dramatic scene. And usually when you get in there, they're like, all right, we need you to keep moving along. And you've got officers, telling you to move along because you can't hang out there too long. And there's kind of a group already there. And then we go in there, and then it's like solid minute or so. We're like looking around, and more folks are coming in, and we're like just taking in all the sights, seeing what's happening. And then they take us down the hallway. And again, nobody is being, I don't want to be like the employees that, there's their officers, they're kind of pushing you around and telling you, rebel scum, blah, blah. And nobody saying a word to us. And they're like, go down the hallway. And then we're passing. And then all of a sudden we all look up, and it's like exit sign. So we're exiting the ride as several groups together and zigzagging. We got to see the employee break room door, the employee bathroom doors. It was a very exotic tour. We were real behind the scenes stuff, guys. But yeah, then we realized we were back outside. We're like, well, that's not. And then it never went back up the rest of the night. So we did not get to do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
But we did get to do Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
The Haunted Mansion,
mm-hmm.
which we both kind of commented on. Like, we get it. Like, if I have friends that are obsessed with the Haunted Mansion and didn't really get into the lore, didn't know a lot about it, kind of heard about the stories a little bit. And then, like, actually going through the one in California going, oh, I get it. Like, a hat box goes, everybody, like the whole thing, you can see the whole entire story laid out in front of you, and everything. The effects are incredible there. It's a big building. But yeah, I
think more recently renovated, so I think they improved some of the effects on there. So you can tell when you get on the car, it's older though. Like the mechanism is definitely a little older than the one in Disney World, but generally the same thing, but also like I feel like there's an attic sequence that and what I saw, I think like that the bride in there is new.
Yes.
So and I don't know and I can't remember if there was an attic in the other one. The Hatbox Ghost is in a different place. So it's like mostly the same, but I love the it's very New Orleans. It's just been renovated. Like the walk-in is so much more interesting than the other one. So really appreciate that. And then getting Jungle Cruise again. Like we've done all these in Orlando, but just like the Pirates was formatted differently. I knew there was a second drop, but I didn't know there was going to be like I don't think there's the burning building in the other one either. So it was cool to see like, oh, these are the originals, of these things. So
we didn't, so we kind of talked about Star Wars night. So there was exclusive merch. That's stuff I'm wearing, and I don't know.
We bought like about everything.
Everything you could buy, we bought, and like it says syrup. And then I don't know if you can see is this the side with the? I'm going to go right over my ears with this. I'm going to take these guys off. Look at me go. But
Here's a little R2 on the side of your hood.
look at this. I'm just gonna keep pulling things up over my head. That's the hood side. I don't know. Whatever. But the big thing of the year for this year was a lot of this is you'll notice black with the neon colors, which is just right up our alley. And you go in, you get your Star Wars little lanyard guy, you get a map, you get a wristband, and then you're able to, since we're a Star Wars night, we can buy all this exclusive merch. I mean, this wasn't one of the exclusives, but look at this fanny pack. Like, you can't tell me this isn't an amazing
like there's a lot of neon to it this year, right? When we went back in, somebody was commenting. I was like, yeah, when I think dark side, I think like bright neon. I was like, yeah, I do. Come on, man. You know, it's supposed to be a whole thing, you know? So, yeah, we grabbed.
Let me ask real quick. Oh, yeah. It's neon only, not glow in the dark, right?
No, I have not seen if mine glows in the dark, so I don't think it does.
It does not, but I haven't checked to see if it's black light reactive. I will do that when I get home, when I get to my black light flashlight for you. I will do that for you.
So, but yeah, and there was a C3PO and R2 one. I was hoping somebody has pictures online. I should have grabbed all the stuff because all the cups and everything were sitting in the at the house, but yeah, it was pretty cool. No, really, we didn't get to the merch last year because they kind of screwed up the allegedly. What did you say? A bunch of people that were not, because there's some overlap. That they had it in one of the shops, and like people that didn't have the Star Wars night were able to grab a lot of the stuff, and there was nothing by the time we got there, right? Because we couldn't figure out where it was. So,
and it wasn't in a specific area. Like there were different spots that were like, here, it could be here, the pin could be here, and then by the time we got to the pin, it was gone. So this year, we were able to. There was a special pin for this particular night. There was a May the 4th pin that you could also purchase with Luke and his lightsaber going up against Vader. That move, that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think if there was any. We got magnets. Missy got a light up C3PO cup. That was pretty cool. And then I think that was a lot of the merch. Then I'm trying to think. I think that was pretty much all of it. And we bought pretty much whatever we could because we were just so excited. And I just kept going, I'm so happy.
Yeah, this was definitely a little bit. It was a bit of a splurge because we. Well, the other thing is we're not doing a bunch of extra trips around these events because there's only so much stuff in Michigan for one thing.
Michigan, Maryland, South Carolina.
Yeah. So this was we're in California. We're going for it. So,
well, and also say where you are in Michigan. We don't want to put down Michigan, but where the Michigan International Speedway is.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot.
You got 20 miles to a small city.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to feed a camera crew in our cabin in the woods that we have going on, or on the lake that we booked for the Airbnb. So on top of that, there's always Cedar Point on the way back, I guess. But we'll see how that goes.
The devil address.
Yes, the devil address. Yes, the intern Sean will be joining us for this as well. It is like a 666 Lovecraft Lane, which is the most horror movie address, and you don't get to see the address until after you book the Airbnb. So we're just like, well, it's on a lake. No, that doesn't make it creepy. So there's that. It'll be fine. Everything will be just fine. So, anyways, no, it was a lot of fun though. Really excited about that. Definitely highly recommend if you happen to be out in the California area, LA area, to swing over. Like it's just really nice, low key. It's just what we said, less kids. You see, I don't feel like I'm dodging strollers as much as the other parks, but there's not as many people going there as like the crazy family destination that you see in Orlando when you see that kind of crew. They're not as militant, I guess, when it comes to coming to these things. So, but no, that was a lot of fun. So, and thank you, Amanda, for helping us make the most out of our weekend there as part of it. So awesome. Well, Katie, to follow this up, because I'm blaming Bobby Cherry on this one. Because I saw the pictures, and of course, apparently Kennywood opened the earliest ever for 412 Day and Easter celebrations. It's their quote longest season yet in history. And like, I had the bug. I was over in that neighborhood, and I was like, let's see what this looks like. And I was really impressed with the season passes for this year. They have a deal right now for until Easter Sunday for I think it's $129. And granted, their tickets are $75 for this without discounts. So right away, 2 visits, you're pretty good. But also, like, I haven't had season passes. I haven't had I'm going to call it a proper visit to Kennywood. I did visit in 2022 with my mother when she performed, but we really didn't park. You know what I mean? We just kind of were there. But I haven't had like a full day otherwise since like 2017. So I love the Easter setups that they had for everything. And again, it just felt like, yes, I'm sporting all of my Star Wars stuff from Disney, like Disneyland stuff. I found interesting. There's a child in my picture too. Yeah, they couldn't wait. But no, I was really, actually here is the Gold Pass. Actually, they give you like free parking now. Like, and they never had any of this. You get 15% off everything. Friend day discounts, 2 friend tickets. That are part of this. Plus, you have some discount days. You got your souvenir cup with the free refills, all included. This was all like stuff we had to buy before. I found a bunch of storage in the arcade. It looked really interesting, including a makeup of the steel curtain roller coaster was up there too. And got the cookie. There's a coffee shop that was pretty delightful. So it was, I hadn't seen the Area 412 stuff that they had going on. It was weird because the fountain wasn't even filled around the Pittsburgh Plunge. Yeah, really, really appreciated it. The first thing I went on was the Old Mill because I haven't been on it since Garfield's Nightmare. And I recently rewatched the Defunctland about the Old Mill and Garfield's Nightmare. And it is my favorite Defunctland video because it mostly you can tell that the documentarian is just outwardly fascinated about how many naughty things have happened in the history of the Old Mill over its 100-year history. Definitely Defunctland, Garfield's Nightmare. It talks about the history about how they were trying to do a Garfield amusement park, and then it ended up just being a license agreement for this one ride that was a conversion of the Old Mill, and then it coming back. But also just the statement in the video is something along the lines: I have never seen so much documentation of fornication on a theme park ride in mass media. He's talking the newspapers. He's talking about like anytime when he put out on his social media for stories, all he got were the craziest stories that he's ever heard on a theme park ride, usually involving naughtiness. And he couldn't even show all of the stories that he received personally from people on this thing. So there's a whole like underlying of like, you may have been conceived on the Old Mill if you live in Pittsburgh kind of idea. So so I'm like, well, I got to ride that again. So
there's cameras now, though.
There's lots of cameras now, but apparently there's still some need for defiance on that too. So,
and if you've been on the Old Mill, and as far as I know, those boats are pretty much the same.
Oh yeah, they have not changed.
Way back when it was, I remember when I was little, it was like Hilarious Harold's Haunted Ride or something like that.
Yes.
And I'm just trying to get the logistics.
Yeah. I'm getting the impression from this video that it's not just hand stuff and smooching. So, so use your imagination, I guess, when it comes to that. So, but yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And I just dropped in. It was like 2:00, I think, in the afternoon on Sunday. They closed at 7. I rode everything except for the Thunderbolt because I didn't have a buddy. The Exterminator broke down. I was in line, and I was like, "Screw it! I've been here a half hour. I'm going to wait the whole hour." But no, like I said, it just seems like everything's had a really nice. And yes, I am excited and was prompted by the news that the company that owns Dollywood purchased the company that includes Kennywood. And as if you look at the Platinum Pass, I think is around like $300. It includes about 15 parks across the nation. Then they are all like these smaller. A lot of them are water parks, but like Idlewild is included in that. Sandcastle that I've never been to is included, but also like Dutch Wonderland. Okay, out in like Lancaster or something, which I've never heard of before. And they just look like these quaint, smaller Kennywood, Idlewild style theme parks. And I guess it's family owned, the company that owns it, that owns Dollywood. So I'm waiting for next year when they hopefully have a Platinum Pass that includes Dollywood. And then I'm all in on all of this. And just want to just do the tour. You know what I mean? We're traveling. Okay, we're in Kentucky. Is there one here? Oh, there is. Okay, let's go. So that's that. It's kind of an exciting thing, and it's interesting that and of course we've talked about on the show, like Kitty and I, we're just. Dollywood is like one of the best parks.
Yeah.
And we've been to Disney, So we're gonna say it was probably like the best one to take like kids and stuff for like younger kids.
Oh yeah.
Probably out of all of them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So. Especially for like an early first time park or anybody's first time park. It's a nice introduction into, what it can be. And then you kind of get spoiled and
Yep.
It's clean. Yep. Food is good. Everything's reasonably priced.
Yep.
Rides work.
Mom loved it. So I can take my mom a couple of times here. So to Kennywood now that I got the pass. So we'll, my mother is chiming in the chat room, guys. Because she just received something from Amazon today. Her awesome thing is her new Slinky dog. We saw the Slinky dogs at the and my mom had some dachshunds, some wiener dogs growing up, and loves dogs. So we were in the Pixar Pier at California Adventure, and Missy's like, "We need to get your mom one of these," and I'm like, "Yes." But not at the theme park. So I thank you, Amazon. They're basically the same thing at the theme park. So, and we got to send her right to her door there. She got a little surprise today. So there you go. Take care of your moms. Take care of your family, guys. Amazon makes it easier. That's your hot tip. So that's our awesome things. We're very theme parking. And that was the other thing. Paying $130 for Kennywood probably is going to be a lot cheaper than jonesing to go to other theme parks over the summer. So this is a mental health and monetary decision. It's not bad in the grand scheme of things. God, for all you get for this, I think it's pretty good. I remember we're going like, oh my God, why is Kennywood $75 to, oh, okay, well, the season pass makes more sense then. I go twice and I'm more than made up for it.
I'd also say this is that it's really easy to get it under the $75.
It is, absolutely, if you look.
Because they have, like community days. You can buy tickets that way.
And $40,
exactly.
I saw them for $40, and I think they did. My understanding, I heard this, but I didn't look it up yet. I believe the non-rider tickets came back, or was that a wish list thing? I cannot recall. That was a wish list I think that might have been a wish list thing. Yeah, because they're still. They're selling tickets for like as low as $42.99 right now. Yeah, I guess they don't have the walk around ones. So it'd be nice if it was just a walk around pass, no ride pass. So because a lot of people go, especially older folks that won't want to ride a rides, but like going to Kennywood for the atmosphere. Or the silver sneakers, so or wherever the case may be. So, but yeah, that was a button that shouldn't be on. Anyways, so
we can have brunch with the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Well, Tuft the Easter Bunny.
There's carrots that are like tuft is this way. They use them like the Kennywood arrows. So okay, that way I gotta readjust your camera because you don't have ears. I gotta go. There we go. Adjust your headroom for the non-ears version. So.
Sorry.
Potter, follow that up. What is your awesome thing of the week?
Well,
I know we've kind of monopolized here a little bit.
Well, no, you guys got big things and big experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's, I'll call it mental health related.
Oh, good.
We need that.
And iPhone mental health related.
Okay.
So it's kind of two parts here. One's new and one isn't.
Okay.
So recently in the latest update of iOS 18.4, they added the ability to add to play ambient sounds. It's a little weird though, because to access it, you have to add it to your control center. So it's, even though it's an app, you can't get to it as an app. It is only in the control center, but there's 4 different sounds that you can. Okay, let you. Yeah, you can see it gives you directions here, and then there's there's different sounds depending on what you want to do. That'll just kind of play in the background. And so you can play, like relaxation music or music to sleep with or music to do tasks with. And it's kind of hidden because you can't go, there's not a separate app you can click. It's not under anywhere else. You have to go to the control center and add it that way. But if you just want to have kind of, music that's just on in the background when you're doing something, not a podcast, not necessarily music you're used to, just something ambient that's, can just kind of help you when you're doing things, or if you just want to relax and have music going on.
Yeah. So
there we go. You got,
So you have sleep, chill, productivity, and well-being as options on here. So, and it's as simple as, and I can do a little kind of visual here. They have versions for putting on like your front page, basically anywhere where you have a little control center thing, like the front page or something like that, you can do that. So if you go in here, just for the visual for you guys that are with us on video version of the show, or maybe later on the TikToks, so you do that kind of right swipe down, and then just hold down and you go into the edit mode, add control at the bottom, and then I just did a really quick search for ambient music, and then you can add that. Let's say I want to add a sleep one, and now it's a button there on the on the bottom. Click it, and there we go. So, and then of course it is, and it just kind of loads it into this, and it's in a player by itself. So yeah, it's separated from your Apple Music and things like that. But I don't know, it's pretty cool. That is part of that.
Do you know if it's? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Do you know if it's something that requires like Wi-Fi or some sort of signal, or is this just something that's part of our phones? Have you seen that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's downloaded and it's stored on the phone, or if it's well, you know what, I can do a quick test here. Hold on. I'm gonna put
do a test.
Phone.
I just put mine into airplane mode myself, and it seems to still be playing. So
yay.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is because, like, on the plane, I will read my Kindle, but I have downloaded in Apple Music white noise playlists because I have noise canceling headphones. But you still, if there's enough going on, like, I don't own very fancy noise canceling headphones, so like having that little bit of white noise is enough to like drown out everything around me. So being able to just pull up the ambient noise while reading and not getting distracted by all the conversations and everything going on around you would be fantastic. I would really like that.
And so I have it on airplane, and it was kind of towards the end of a track, unless it preloaded it. It does just kind of go into a new track. It just says stillness within. And it's got, I don't know if this is information, like if this is the artist or something like that, but yeah, it seems to work pretty good. I think let's see if it does it again.
See, I went into airplane mode and tried to start it, and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, it just bumped through the rest of the playlist into that first track when it finished the second track. So this looks like, I think if you kind of play through it, it may kind of go ahead and download things. But in the meantime, I don't think it's immediately an offline situation. So I would, and now I can't stop it. Now it's stuck on. Okay, let's get rid of that. Nope.
Okay. Nope. Just hit the button again. Just hit the button again, and it should turn off.
Okay. It was taking a delay, like I was on Bluetooth.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was like, okay, hands off. But that's very cool. So that is ambient music. There's an article on gadgethacks.com, apple.gadgethacks.com, with information about how to do that. We'll try to link that here in the document as well. So you said there's another way to do this as well.
Well, there's something else that's somewhat related. This is actually going back to iOS 15.
Okay.
We all know that white noise machines or white noise apps that are out there. You know, you can play just a bubbling brook in the background. You know, just or white, like I said, white noise or the crackling of fire. which I really couldn't go to sleep to. But it can be or like outside noises where you hear the crickets and the birds type thing. That's actually built in under accessibility in iPhone.
Okay.
So, and you have a ton of options and these can actually play while you're listening to music, or so like the other ones, if you play music or do something, it stops. These just kind of play continually in the background. And you can have the volume go down as you're doing something with noise, but you'll just have that little bit of background on it. Because I know a lot of people like having that, that, like I said, the white noise or, different type of just kind of background noises. And it helps for distraction. It helps to stop people become overwhelmed in situations. And it's just something that is built in. But it's kind of hidden under accessibility.
So it's under accessibility instead. So you have to go into, and again, it's got similar kind of go into Control Center and kind of add it to that Control Center page situation. So, or no, this is just generally how to use Control Center. So it's just telling us to add the background sounds when we're in there. So let me check that again and see how that works. So no, I'm just, oh no, oh no, it's not going to stop again. So that says background. Yeah, if you type in background sounds, there's that option as well. I have no video going on. Sorry about that. So I forgot what was showing at the time. Yeah, so that one shows up as a button. So you pull that. Oh, there you go. And now I have to pee.
Yep, I was going to say cancel on the plane.
And it's more of a, as you see in the picture here, it's kind of like a drop down with different versions,
different options available for different, like rain, stream, night, fire, ocean.
Ooh, fire.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. So that's cool. And that's been there since 15. We're on version 18 now.
Yeah. So it's been there for 3 years. But a lot of times Apple puts stuff in accessibility. And that is one thing I like that Apple does. They really care about accessibility. And they've been doing it since the beginning. And it's stuff that you would not know about unless you come across it. Because it's not one of those big 10 poles they talk about.
No.
Man,
that really
comes out.
They're definitely at that point where the education of the deep features is really, like, we're all walking around with a lot of features we probably wish we had and don't know we do. So, like, I'm kind of curious about other things that can, like, I don't want it to be like, hey, by the way, did you know you can do this? Like the pop up all the time on it, but you kind of do need that. I'm like, wait, I can do what? And not so many people are going to, gadgethacks.com or Secret Apple or, Six Colors or something like that to look for all this stuff. So I don't know. It's very interesting.
Hey kids, the producers of AwesomeCast are giving me 1 whole minute to give you as much video game news as I can. Welcome to the Chachi Says Video Game Minute. Here we go. The best retro console has been found is the one that you played when you were 10. An Oxford University study using 12,000 hours of Switch play from 1,600 people with varied backgrounds found that they spent the most time playing games that were released around the time they were 10, which tracks because the Super Nintendo is the best console ever. This one is for Sorg. The UK Screen Arts Academy BAFTA released a poll in which the public voted and determined that Shenmue is the most influential game of all time, beating out normal choices like Doom, Super Mario Bros., Half-Life, and Ocarina of Time. I'm not so sure about this list. This year's Library of Congress National Recording Registry picks are in, and they include the Hamilton soundtrack, the recording from Game 7 of the 1960s World Series, in which the Pirates win via walk-off home run, the Minecraft video game soundtrack, and most importantly, the Microsoft Windows 95 reboot chime. Marvel Rivals have made the most important update in video game history. To the delight of everyone, the developers of Rivals have released an update adding much-needed booty to the game. A joking complaint was that the men's butts were much too flat and lacked definition despite the heroes being in shape. Flat no more. Logan's been working on that ass. This has been the Chachi Says Video Game Minute. We'll see you next time.
Thank you to our friends supporting the show on patreon.com/theawesomecast. Yeah, that's what I get for taking a week off. Thank you to our friends at the executive producer level, Brian Crawford of the new Pittsburgh exhibition coffee. I think he's in Japan, last I knew. I've seen on his Facebook, so I can't wait to hear about how that trip went. Cynthia Klosky at the Coffee Club level, and John DeGore and Dave Partner on the fan of the show level.
Drop them A's for awesome.
Dropping them A's for AwesomeCast. You've been listening to 880, haven't you?
I have been, yes.
Dropping them A's in the chat room. What was the other thing he says? Drop some cheese in the chat room. And there's actually cheese emoticons blow up the chat room for a little bit. So I have my mother has a silver sneaker card. There you go. I was just talking to somebody else about how they got a Planet Fitness membership because of their silver sneakers. So anyways, Katie,
Yes.
since you're the birthday girl,
I'm birthday girl.
you get to pick the stories.
Ooh.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, man. People interested in old video games. Go.
Which one is it? Where's it at? People interested in old video games. Which article was this?
I don't know.
I shared
Vintage computing.
So
we're gonna look at old stuff.
Wait a minute. Is this a story? Hold on a second. I'm getting lost here. Video crew took a weekend trip to get some hands-on experience with as many vintage computers as possible. This is the I think I shared this with you as a possible road trip option. There is a potential trip to New Jersey in August that I'm looking at. But this is so I thought this was cool. This is a Info Age Science History Museum in Wall Township, New Jersey, is the host of the Vintage Computer Festival East, according to The Verge. So they have a lot of old computers there, and you can get hands-on with them. Now, I talked about the Computer History Museum out in Silicon Valley that I got to visit. It's not quite as hands-on as this is, right? This looks like the Replay FX for old computers. And I think this is the one where the guy talked about, the writer of this talks about how he played Oregon Trail on the Apple IIe, operated operator renovated Heathkit H89. So what got me was on the post for this, there was one of those giant room computers, the old IBMs, and you can use these computers. So I'm like, show me how. So because you could go and they have one of those refurbished, and they have an entire room and the whole setup and the whole IBM computer setup. But you can't touch it at the Computer History Museum, right? Here is just just put your grubby computer hands on this stuff, So I think that's really cool. It's a nice time capsule. I love that it is playing the Oregon Trail. Oh, it's a color version of Oregon Trail. Man, listen, wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Listen, my school did not have, to me, the frontier is in black and green, based on how I played Oregon Trail growing up at school. So there you go. There's some really cool stuff there. So I would put this on there again. That is the Info Age Science and History Museum in Wall Township, New Jersey. I have not looked that up on a map, but that is a potential stop if I'm going out east anytime soon there. So I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know why we put video games. Was that from my post? Honor, you did the notes this week.
Anything goes.
Yes, it was.
Oh, because he was playing Oregon Trail. Okay, I'm trying to think what I was thinking when I posted the post, because that didn't seem to coordinate with the article. All right, article number 2, Katie.
Speaking of accessibility, Podner, tell me about live captions.
Yeah, this is something else that's iPhone related. I tested it and it works decent.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's under accessibility, and it's something that can run on your iPhone. And on the screen of your iPhone, it will give you closed captioning, basically, for yourself or someone talking to you.
Oh.
And it can live on your phone screen. And let me give an example here. Let me see. Let me get my screen low enough here, and I don't know how easy. Oh, hold on, I know issues with the green screen effect I have. It's not going to work with the green screen. Okay, let me turn off my green screen for a second here.
It says it's under FaceTime on mine. So On-device intelligence automatically displays captions in FaceTime. Is that what we're talking about?
Well, that's part of it. FaceTime is available, but you can also do it for everything.
And that has to be under accessibility. So
Yeah.
if we go there.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have it just off the screen. It's a little button here
Mm-hmm.
that's always on the screen. And I can just expand it out. Right now I have it paused.
Mm-hmm.
But if I start it up here and it resumes listening, so you can see as I'm talking,
Oh, geez.
Wow.
it's actually transcribing. Now, the problem is that I can make this larger
Mm-hmm.
to fill the entire screen, but you can't copy or paste this information.
No, it's purely for just.
But it's mostly for if you're, like I said, if you're in an area that maybe you're having issues hearing and
Yeah.
you don't have a hearing aid, or you just need, you're like, I think I hear what you're saying, and it can help out. And it's doing it pretty fluid as I'm talking. It's taking all the notes here.
Yeah, I'm really. It really looks like it's working. I have it working on mine right now. It's just at the bottom of the screen here, just my general home page here, and presumably you can be on whatever app, and it will just kind of pop up over things. So that's really cool. So you actually had it expand. How did you expand?
And that will work for apps.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
okay.
I tried it with the podcast app. I
Mhm.
use Overcast. I'm sorry, Overcast. And as I'm playing Overcast, it's showing me what the people are saying on the podcast.
So you have a live transcription of a podcast?
Yes.
Wow, that's
Well, like I said, it works
Hey,
on FaceTime. It'll work on FaceTime also.
and it's in time and everything. Yeah, and FaceTime
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, Google's been doing that forever. Zoom, I
Mhm.
think, does that as well. I mean, they're already they're literally AI transcribing your call right now. So we get it. We get a nice
it's
summary of everything.
where,
Mhm.
like I said, if you're listening to a podcast or
Mhm.
you're listening to something, like I know YouTube does closed captioning, but that's based on what you have to rely on YouTube to do it.
Mhm.
This will, like you're on a web page and it's playing a video or something else where where you're having trouble understanding what they're saying.
Yeah.
You can have it right up there.
And not every app potentially has closed captioning
Exactly.
too. Like if you have if we had an app for indie wrestling, we probably wouldn't have closed captioning because we just don't have the bandwidth to do it unless it's automatic, honestly.
Mhm.
Like YouTube provides it basically for us, right? But I don't think Vimeo does, or we'd have to get Enterprise in order to do that. So for our indiewrestling.us content. So very interested in that. So and that's another way to solve that. I know we had somebody ages ago, Max up there in Seattle. It was actually petitioning all the promotions. Like, I don't know if you were listening at that point. It was like he was petitioning like WWE and TNA at the time because they weren't putting closed captioning like on their wrestling DVDs.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was a big push. I think only his brother might have been hard of hearing or something like that.
Mhm.
But that is something that obviously in the independents, like we don't have the budget to do that kind of stuff. So if there's any tools like this that make that easier for an audience, I gotta imagine there's something similar that will be on the Apple TV like this for anything that does not do that, for instance. So very cool, very, very cool. So there you go. You're learning a lot about your Apple device today, Katie.
Hi, Dim. This is nice.
Nice. Next story.
Next story. On to the next one.
It's the Katie Show.
Welcome to my show. I'll wait till you have a mouthful of Duncan before it. I was like, hey, let's go again.
Hold on. Let me.
Okay, Go explains getting around DRM back in the day because I am loving OK Go and all their videos explaining how they did everything. It's like a pop-up video of all their videos, and I love it.
I love this because do you remember the Sony rootkit?
Yes.
That would install something on your computer and like have the DRM on there so you couldn't copy it off and everything like that, right?
Mhm.
So they didn't like that. Surprise. So they did, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to review the captions on this thing real quick to refresh me, but they had a 34-minute and 17 seconds song fill the last of the track, and it was allegedly audio of his wife sleeping. because and they told the studio, I got to put this on here because it's deeply personal to me. And what they were doing is they were trying to figure out how long, because if you don't remember, like CDs, audio CDs, like it's all data. So there's like an audio format, you put it in, and then like there's a digital like secret track in there, then where all the data goes. Right. So if you fill the entire disc, there's only so much capacity. It was like 70 minutes, 80 minutes, or 650 megabytes.
Yeah.
If you fill that with audio, there's no room for the data to do what they wanted to do with the rootkit. So they just said, nope, this is the album. This is what we're turning. It was like, but we can't do the thing. Well, this is the album. This is the thing. We say we got a max of 80 minutes, and here it is. So they just filled that entire remainder of it based off of the songs, just to make sure their fans didn't have to suffer. Because at the time, there was a legitimate reason to rip these things to put it on an iPod, for instance, right? So you just like eliminated that option for people to listen to that music the way they wanted to listen to it, which is the general argument. I'm not going to get into the nuances of ownership, licensing, and all that kind of thing, but that's the process there. So I thought that was a really interesting hack that they applied to this at the time, and it is so okay go about this. So there's a TikTok video that we linked over on the and that's, again, if we don't make things if we miss anything in the show notes, go over to the Facebook group for AwesomeCast. Most of these stories are all in there, and including any additional discussion we had on it through the week too, including this. So I thought that was a very cool hack that they were just getting around what the record company wanted to do. So there you go. So anyways, Katie, next one.
All right, let's go back to Podner. Podner, tell me about the Apple Watch challenge with a physical pin. Are we stabbing ourselves?
We are stabbing ourselves.
Got it.
So we all know, if you have an Apple Watch, they do have these challenges, like, do a outside tracking thing for 30 minutes. You can get a little special badge on your watch and your thing. Well, we're coming up to 10 years of the Apple Watch, which is kind of hard to believe it's been 10 years.
Oh, wow.
But on April 24th, which is next Thursday, if you close your rings, you will get a limited edition award, 10 animated stickers, animated badge for your messages, and you can get a special pin. So if you go to, starting on April 24th, go to an Apple Store location, show that there's the badge, you will get a pin, a physical pin based on that badge.
Oh, we like pins.
Okay.
We're like pins?
Because I know there are people, there were people who had like an Etsy store that was like, we love the design of the Apple Awards, but I want something physical. So there were people who were making physical versions of those badges. And I think it's great that Apple's saying, you know what? No, I understand. It's a way to get people to come in the stores.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
And, everything else. That's great and wonderful. But it is a way. A lot of these awards are like, you can, on, Arbor Day, go outside and take a walk or a hike or something.
Go hug a tree and we'll give you a pin.
Yeah. So I mean, and I hate to be mean. Apple's got enough money; they can afford pins.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah. This also, for some reason, why does this remind me of? I feel like early days of the iPhone, there were people making. Was it pillows of the app icons? Do you remember this? They were making.
It was Throwboy, right?
Throwboys? Okay.
I think it was Throwboy who were making pillows based on the app icon and everything else. Yeah.
See if we can find that real quick. Oh yeah. Oh, it was the this is actually based on. This looks like it's also a little Mackie because it's got the Finder icon as well.
Throwboy, yeah.
And I love that. $225 for a set of 5, which is the music app, the messages Finder app, and Notepad, and what's that blue one? Oh, the email app.
Ooh.
So I think that's fun. So there's still that looks like that's relatively refreshed too. So but no, I love that. Like that's like the pure like holy apple kind of thing. They have a lot of them now. Of course they have a lot of them. They've been around for a while, right? So oh no, they have a Clippy. They have a clip guy. No, they call it clip guy pillow, by the way. So they have fruit. They have blankets that looks like that. Is that a win? Is that a yeah?
No, that's a Mac.
That's
Classic.
a Mac and
That's
Mac
System 9.
Classic.
That's a System 9. That's
Oh
a System
no,
9.
System 9. There's a Finder knit con blanket. There's one that like there's the front of an Apple.
Oh, the original
Macintosh.
84 Mac.
Yeah, the 84 Macintosh. Oh no. This is dangerous. All right, going to send this to my wife as well. So actually,
and I'll say this: if you look under with an iPhone, if you go to the workout app, the fitness app,
fitness, yes,
and fitness. If you scroll down to awards, and then scroll down to limited edition challenges, that will give you a list that you have to go to the show more. So like. Heart Month challenge was happening. Yeah, if you scroll a little further, we're the limited edition. You hit the there we go. So you can see there was the Lunar New Year one. That was the cat.
Okay,
right in the middle there.
But these are ones that I got right. Like, do they show like ones coming up?
No, they don't.
No, they just happen when they happen.
Yeah, they have. But you can like spin them around and they look like medals.
I want this bunny. Like, is there?
Yes.
I wish they would just provide a service that lets you like make the ones that you want to. Right? Like, wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in National Parks Challenge, Veterans Day. I have a Thanksgiving Day going back. Mother's Day Challenge.
I exercise a bit on Veterans. I'm really good at exercising on Veterans Day, apparently. So, and also International Women's Day, but apparently I missed this year. Sorry, ladies.
Well, the thing is, they don't have. They're not. A lot of times, they're not consistent.
Okay.
So they won't have one every year. And it's different things, like. Some of it is, close your ring. Some of it's have so many minutes of exercise. They always have a ring in the New Year challenge to close your ring 7 days in a row.
I got all my challenge victories over Katie and Missy.
Which is a pain in the butt.
Although this is interesting, though. Like, why are they different colors between you and Missy? Like, actually, no, these are probably your colors, aren't they? But I don't know where they got them from.
I don't know what the
right, like she should be the blues. You're the purple and red. I would think. So like that makes sense, but I don't know why. I don't know how it picked them. So I don't know. It just knows. Apple knows your favorite color, apparently. So all right. Well, on that note, we've learned a lot about our Apple devices tonight.
I don't even. We can't even call ourselves experts on these things anymore. We're like, I don't know anything about you. Just sit over there, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Katie, happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy birthday, podcast. I'm going to get this off of my thing before everybody sees my stats.
Stats on stats. I feel like this looks like I don't know if you ever like the Mother's Day corsages.
You're going to like the weirdest prom ever.
Yes, you're like hello.
So
it makes sense though. I mean, really.
You had some events over the weekend.
I did. I did stuff and things. So on Saturday was 412 Thrive. We're 412 Thrive Day. We celebrate our very big day because it's we did fundraisers. We had events with Room Concepts. They collected a lot of items for our care packages over the last few weeks. They've also raised money for us, and we got to be there live, and I can tell you about exciting things that happened across the street at the Tesla dealership after the show.
That's for the Patreon.
I know. I just dropped that in there casually. But so we were out there, and then we also, folks were doing fundraisers throughout the day. Big Shot Bob's did the original Avalon location did a fundraiser, a dine and donate for us. We got together, a group of thrivers at Two Phrase Brewery, and we had a real nice day. It was a busy, fun day, and I was glad to catch up with everybody. One of the ladies got cookie cake that says Happy 412 Thrive Day, which we were all about that. So it was a very nice day, and we all get to spend time. And then I'm hanging out with my Thriver friends when I get a text from Rachel from you, Jagoff, and going, hey, do you want to talk about 412 Thrive Day on KDKA Radio tonight? And I said, of course. So I got to do a couple segments on KDKA Radio talking about 412 Thrive Day. Didn't realize it was video until I saw the VMix link, and I was like, oh, shoot. I hope I look okay. But like, I look like I got some sort of, but it was nice because I was able to call my uncle right beforehand to let him know, because he is a super KDKA radio listener for decades at this point, who will call me every single time he happens to catch John and Rachel on KDK, which is the sweetest thing. But I was glad I was able to give him the heads up, and he heard me and he said I did well. So I was very happy.
Good. So very, very cool. And KatieDudas.com for everything you got going on.
It should just be a big anxiety gif when you go there.
Add that to the link tree. Yes. Dave Bonner, iPhoneography podcast.
Yep. Prof Prod pretty much everywhere on the internet.
You sharing your captions with your friends over there?
Not yet, but I will.
Excellent.
Since I just found out about it, and the next podcast is next week.
There you go. And then at Sorgatron, you can see all my adventures, including my Kennywood Day and random parkside walk-in. I take a walk-in and realize that I've been there when I was a child. That happened to me this weekend. All Trails is amazing for discovering your neighborhood in the city, by the way, for that kind of thing. So, but no, a lot of really great stuff. Yeah, no, I'm back on the All Trails. This is a fun thing, Katie, just a little added thing. They started this thing, and I thought it was really funny considering this week is WrestleMania Vegas, and I'm like FOMOing not going to it this year. But it's like, you walked enough. That is the length of the Las Vegas Strip. I'm like, thanks for telling me that this week.
Perfect. That's sweet of them.
Damn it. So, anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. We will be back next week live for another show and for the foreseeable future, at least until June. June gets hairy a little bit with the schedules. But in the meantime, thank you everybody for hanging with us. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.